What's up, friends? Today we're going to talk about $100 million melons. Everybody knows that basically Hormozi has gone crazy with his new book, The $100 Million Leads. So this is going to be like a content generation masterclass, like an overview of this carousel that I made. So it's going to be big, packed with value, because I want you to win. So buckle up. This is where sawdust meets the treadmill, something that I birthed this week thanks to my students, basically. So what we're going to do is talk about sawdust first. So think of it like when you go to IKEA to buy a table, it costs you $150. The table is the end product. That is like a screenshot of time, right? The end product. What is more valuable is actually the carpenter, the guy who spent hours making the table. You ask yourself, what decisions did he make? What mistakes did he make? What lessons came out of those decisions and mistakes? What scraps did he throw away and why? Why did he pick those dimensions while building the table? What happened on the call with the IKEA manager as he extracted those requirements? What tools did he use? All of this stuff, like the process of cutting the wood to craft the table, creates sawdust. Sawdust proves competence in business, right? And that attracts leads. Your IKEA table is your calendar. So pick one event in your calendar and ask yourself. It could be like a meeting with somebody, a workshop that you gave, a master class, doesn't matter what it is, find it. Or if you don't have a calendar, it could be like a session. What was the problem on the call the client had? How did you solve it? What did you learn from that experience? What advice did you give? Did you make any mistakes? All of that is sawdust from the process of you doing what you did. So essentially, I want you to remember that the end product is the table at IKEA. The process of building the table is the sawdust. So each week, find a problem or a topic, write the 3 content types, which I'll go into right away, run them through what we're going to call the treadmill, then find another problem and rinse, repeat the same thing again and again. I love constraints, so I only write with 3 content types in mind, and they're enough to engineer millions of posts from multiple platforms a week. And all I do is I think of advice, personal opinions, and storytelling, and that's it. So what on earth is the treadmill, Melon Boy? A masterful exercise that keeps you sexy, lean, and fit for content. Are you ready? Let's slam dunk. This is the treadmill, right? So you pick a topic, and you run it through these 11 steps. So it could be how I helped John, say my topic is send more DMs, right? A case study, how I helped John send more DMs. A story, sending DMs, my one priority when I started my business. A lesson, one lesson I learned from sending DMs. A mistake, 2 mistakes I made when sending DMs. A win, this week I got something, I got a win by helping my client do something by sending DMs. An educational view, 5 best ways to tackle sending DMs. You see what I'm getting through right now. So that's what I mean that is really important, because once you put it through the treadmill, you're looking at it from 11 different angles, basically, and it leads to infinity. Now let's tie this into an equation. The equation is find the topic, multiply that by content type, right? Advice, storytelling, or personal opinion, and that becomes your post. And the bonus is once you run it through this treadmill, then you go into infinity. Here's an actual problem that was derived from my Slack channel at Modern Maker, my coaching program. So the problems that came through, I'll read some of them. I can't get prospects to say yes on the call. Shall I introduce addiction to my pillars? How do I make a lead magnet? 2 that we're going to give examples of are, I don't know how to price my services. Or Emma said, say I did my screening wrong and I'm on the call with a tire kicker. How do I politely go away? So these are problems literally by me looking into Slack and my students answering them. Now from here, I'll take those examples from Emma. This is one. One of them was literally, I don't know how to price my services, or I don't know how to basically decline calls. So the topic or problem is decline a bad prospect on a call. And if we match it to content type advice, then, for example, we have a hook. One way to decline a bad prospect on a call without hurting your reputation. Boom. Now, if we run it through the treadmill, case study, how I helped my client decline a bad prospect on a call. A story, my number one priority was declining calls with bad prospects. A lesson, one lesson I learned from declining calls with bad prospects, etc. Like right through all of them, right? You can go back all through 11 of those. You've got infinite content on one problem, right? Let's take another one. Sarah, I don't know how to price my services. Storytelling, this out of, storytelling, personal opinion, and advice. So we remember, we're picking storytelling. Yesterday, I helped my client price her services with a multi-tiered offer as a graphic designer. Here's how. Now run it through the treadmill. How I helped my client price her services. My number one priority was having the right pricing for my service. A lesson. One lesson I learned from pricing my services. There you go. Are you still with me? That's fantastic. So here's a content calendar to keep things systemized, right? This is my week. I post 7 days a week. So you pick advice, personal opinion, advice, storytelling. So storytelling and personal opinion kind of balances the scales. It depends on your strategy and what you want to achieve, but this will keep you fit and healthy with your content. So if you can find 7 problems or topics, then you don't have to run on the treadmill immediately. That's why I said it's optional though. The treadmill kind of gives you all the angles, which can get a little bit painful, tiresome, boring if you're going to do it in one sitting. So if you can look at your calendar and find one problem or topic per day, fit it through this equation, so multiply it basically by content type, then you get a post. But if you do decide to run on the treadmill, then you have content at a great leverage for the future. Because what I'll do when I feel like it, I'll pick that DM thing as my topic, run it through the treadmill, and then just schedule it like literally 10 months apart. So one DM post for every single month that comes, because I don't want to get too repetitive. But see how you feel, see if you're up for it, and try it out. Here's a task for you. Pick 3 to 5 problems or topics, dunk them into the equation, and let me know what happens. Tag me on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, and I'll basically jump in and support you. That's my promise to you. And that's a wrap. I hope you found this valuable. Thank you. I appreciate you more than you know, so go fucking win. All I ask is just a simple repost so we can help one other person win. And that's all I'm asking. So much love, power to you. I'm your number one fan. Let's rock and roll.